What up, yo? Your boy Mike back again, and today I'll be doing another installment in my Battle of the LP series. My first video in the Battle of the LPs was Nas, and Nas had his 1994 album Nomadic go up against his 1996 Sophomore album. It was written, and in my opinion, it was written was the victor. So here we go. And this one, I'll be putting Dr. Dre's iconic 1992 debut album, The Chronic, against his follow up, 1999's 2001, as some people like to call it, Chronic 2001. Now, this was a motherfucking request by Chunked 100, I think. If not, I'm sorry, whoever it was, but I'm pretty sure it was you. So salute to you, homie. That's a very good request and a good idea. So let's close this up. So yeah, I'll get down to how I got into Dr. Dre. Um Kind of similar to the story how I got into Ice Cube. When I heard Straight Outta Compton for the first time, my uncle playing that cassette over and over and over again. Like he played that cassette like crazy, you know what I mean? Then I got the cassette myself later on down the line. But when I started collecting cassettes in 1995, The Chronic was like one of the very first albums I got. After I got, in one fell swoop, the first day, I got the Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die, Bone Thugs and Harmony in 1999 Eternal, and Wu Tang Clan Enter the Wu Tang 36 Chambers all on the same day on cassette. And I would fucking do hella chores, you know what I mean? And my fucking moms would hook me up with money. My Uncle Martin, he would spoil me, and my family on my father's side, they would give me some money as well. So I would just keep buying cassettes, buying cassettes, buying cassettes, buying cassettes. And The Chronic was like one of my first ones right after I got those first three that I mentioned. And I was hooked to that, bumped out like crazy. Very explicit for a 10-year-old to be listening to. Moms didn't really seem to care, or even if she knew at that time, you know what I mean? Because my room was upstairs, like right next to my uncle's room. My uncle's room was on the left, my room was on the right. And I bumped that shit like fucking crazy, man. You could faintly hear music, of course, but not the words and shit. She would come up in my room and shit. And I never really had problems with my. Well, yeah, she did say that a little while, but when I was like preteen, she'd be like, I don't want you listening to that music, but I would never listen, a little bad motherfucker, I'll bump that shit like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my introduction to Dr. Dre, you know? And I'm gonna compare the two albums, you know, give them, see what the stats are, see what I prefer, and I'll crown a victor at the end. So we'll talk about Dr. Dre's 1992 magnum opus, The Chronic. This was released a little while after NWA Niggas for Life. You know what I mean? And Dre wanted out of Ruthless. He told Easy basically it's either me or Jerry. You know, and like Dre said in the documentary, playing documentaries, like Easy chose his manager, so he just went his own way. So him and Suge got together, with the DOC, shit like that, and made the fucking infamous Death Row Records. And this album just came around a time where the world was fucked up. The Rodney King beating had occurred already. The LA riots was popping off when this was being recorded. You know what I mean? They even said it when they were recording this the same day the riots were taking place, and they even got a song dedicated to that shit on here. And We'll get to it in a little while, but all the murders in LA was happening at the time was like at an astronomical number. You know what I mean? Hundreds of murders going on in LA. Gang activity was running rampant around that time, and it shows in this music. You know what I mean? Just a very violent album. You know what I mean? And I love this album to death. It's one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. Everybody knows about The Chronic. The Chronic is like up there with the greats. You know what I mean? It's a fucking, in my opinion, a flawless album. Not one bad track. Nothing wrong with The Chronic at all. Like this album is like I grew up with this shit, y'all. You know what I mean? I grew up with this shit. I'm 31 years old now. I was 10 bumping this shit. Yes, 10. You know what I mean? And I got this CD pressing um from my uncle Joey on my father's side of the family. One day I was in his room and I looking at his CD collection. He was showing me like Snoop Dogg, the Dogfather record, and some other shit I don't quite remember. This is like around '98 because '98 is when I started getting CDs, and he gave me this and the Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. He gave me that shit, like the CD pressings of it, and it was an OG. You know what I mean? And I bumped that shit like crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, his album is just flawless in my opinion. Like, and it sounds so good. It's a very clean production, but not in a clean way where it's too like bubblegum sound and no dumb shit like that. It's just a very nice sounding production. And G Funk to the highest bidder on this fucking album. Like Drake's production is flawless on here in my opinion. You got the Chronic intro, which is just amazing. That beat is ill. West Coast Wines in there. Snoop just talking hella shit over that production is so awesome. Like Snoop talking shit about Jerry Heller and fucking Easy E. We don't love Easy. We don't love Jerry. Call them niggas Mr. Rock and Tattoo. You know what I mean? AKA Jerry and Easy. Oh, that shit was great. It's on that show Fantasy Island. Google that and you'll see who Mr. Rock and Tattoo is. And yeah, man, I thought it was just an amazing intro. Then he got fucked with Dre Day, which is a diss to fucking, Easy E and fucking, Luke Campbell from Two Live Crew. Just an amazing fucking track, real grimy shit. I never get sick of that shit, man. This whole album I never get sick of, man. Let Me Ride is fucking dope. Love that shit. The Day the Niggas Took Over is about the LA riots, you know what I mean? That took place on April 29th, 1992 due to the Rodney King beating and them faggot ass pigs being let go for beating a black man half to death. Some bullshit. Um, that song is just crazy. You know what I mean? This album features the death row inmates, like they were called at the time. The Dog Pound, which is Daz and Corrupt, the Lady of Rage, RBX, and Nate Dogg. You know what I mean? And I forgot to mention on Fuck with Dre Day, RBX talks that dope shit. Get your motherfucking cranium cracked, nigga. This raw shit, man. I love this whole album. It's fucking flawless, man. Nothing but a G thing is so fucking timeless. Every time I hear that track, it takes me back to the first time I seen the video. Snoop ironing his khakis and shit before the fucking French braids. So fucking dope. Dre scoops him up. They go to like a barbecue or some shit. Cold 40s in hand. Amazing. Love that fucking video. And the song is just phenomenal. Never get sick of nothing but a G thing. Some people may be burnt out on nothing but a G thing and fuck with Dre Day, but I'm not, man. It's a different genre, but I take it like how I'll never get sick of Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven. You know what I mean? So when I play Led Zeppelin 4, I ain't skipping shit. Just like when I play The Chronic. You know what I mean? I don't not get sick of nothing but a G thing. Love that track to death. These nuts, amazing. Love the skit with Warren G talking to the bitch on the phone, and you got Dolomite talking shit on there. My favorite track on the whole album is "Nigga with a Gun." A nigga with a gun is so raw, man. I love that track. Drake kills that shit. Funny skits like the 20 sack pyramid, DOC, just funny as a motherfucker on there. The Doctor's Office, another funny skit. Stranded on Death Row, banging track. Bushwick Bill of the Ghetto Boys talking shit on there. The whole album, the hidden track, what ain't listed, it ain't really hidden, but it's After the Roach, Bitches Ain't Shit, Snoop and Dre going in on hoes. But yeah, man, an absolute classic, monumental. It don't get no better than this for me when it comes to Dr. Dre's discography. Like when it, even in 1992, it don't get no better than this. I'm sorry, man. There's a lot of albums in '92 that I fucking love, but this is my favorite album in '92. Thinking right now, it is. It has to be, man. It's so fucking good. Love it, man. So that's my thoughts on the Chronic, and then we'll get to my thoughts on 2001. Then we'll, give them the fucking pros and cons, if any, if any cons of the albums, and like rank it up to which one's better, in my opinion. So it took the nigga what, 7 years to drop this shit. Dr. Dre 2001 came out in 1999. It was supposed to originally be called The Chronic 2000, but Suge Knight, what I mean, fucked him on that and called some compilation that, so we had to change it to 2001. You know what I mean? And this is off the height of the success of Eminem. Dre got Eminem like in '98. He recorded the Some Shady LP, dropped the Some Shady LP in '99, and this came out around like late 1999. And the Eminem was like Eminem fever was all the rage, and Dre just was a part of that, man. You know what I mean? And this album is fantastic. To me, there's nothing wrong with this album. This album reminds me of when I was first smoking blunts. You know what I mean? And just chilling with my niggas acting a fool. This was the soundtrack, yo. I love everything about this. The production is so fucking good. The features are amazing. When Dre released this, man, I was happy as hell because in '96, I think it was, he dropped that Aftermath album. You know what I mean? '96, '95. But albums I don't really give a fuck about, it's shaky. You know what I mean for me? But probably '96. But anyway, when that came out, I was like, eh. You know what I mean? I had the Death Row Greatest Hits compilation. I got that like fucking late '90s, I want to say, and I heard a track off there. It was Been There, Done That, and I ain't like that shit. But then my nigga Ross was like, "That's not the my nigga Ross Hartley." Shout out to him. He's like, "That's not the original version," and he had me listen to the other version. You know what I mean? That's on the Aftermath comp, and I was like, "Yo, I like that shit." But then I revisited it, and it was okay. It's not that great. I really don't care to have it or give a fuck about it to keep it 100. So it's not a Dre album. This is Dre's officially Dre's official second album. You know what I mean? And I love it, man. It takes me back to that time frame. You know what I mean? Uh, I was in fucking middle school, about to be in high school. Um, Banged it on the daily. It's great. Like I said, came out around the time Eminem was big, and M wrote a lot of this shit. You could just tell, and even Jay Z actually wrote The Watcher. You know what I mean? And but on the Chronic, the first Chronic from 1992, it was mostly Snoop Doggy Dogg and the DOC. Maybe Snoop even wrote on here. You know, amazing, amazing album. The Lolo intro, Dre. pumping his fucking low rider with hydraulics, just chilling, um, just dipping on that shit. And he got Exhibit and Trade E from the East Side is just like, oh shit, that Dre. And the Watcher comes on, and even though Jay Z wrote it, the way Dr. Dre rides that shit is like epic, yo. He killed that shit. The wordplay and the fucking cadence and his just like he killed that shit, man. Fuck You featuring Devin the Dude, one of my favorite MCs of all time, and Snoop Dogg. That shit's so ill. I love Fuck You. You got Still DRE, banging hit, major fucking single featuring Snoop. Big Egos featuring Hitman. Hitman should have had an album. That nigga was nasty. Um, Explosive. Woo. Probably my favorite beat on here. Yes. I don't. It's very hard. Every fucking beat on here is fucking slamming. Dre did a great job, man. What's the difference? That might be my favorite song on here, featuring Eminem and Exhibit. Eminem's verse is murderous. Eminem body bag that shit, yo. Um, Forgot About Dre. Everybody knows that with M. Big single. Dre killed that. Even M wrote it for him. Dre killed that shit. Um, Murder Inc. featuring Hitman, Miss Rock. Only time I ever heard of that bitch was on this album. Funny skit called Education with Eddie Griffin, and he's talking some real shit. But you ungrateful bitches out there, I love that skit, man. Just a great fucking album. You got the Foul Eye on here, Exhibit, Nocturnal. Oh, just a great fucking album, man. Bitch Niggas is a song that I fucking love. Got Snoop, Hitman, and 6'2" on there. Bang Bang with Nocturnal and Hitman. Amazing fucking track. The message about his brother who passed away like in '89, I believe. Or, he was on the street at a Compton tour when that shit went down. Featuring Mary J. Blige. Royce the 5'9" wrote that. I want to say. He wrote something on here close to the end of the record. And I want to say it's that. I remember Royce talking about it before. But, man, 2001. Released in 1999 is just a fucking it's a masterpiece, man, much like The Chronic. um just an amazing album, man. Late 99, I banged this like crazy all the way into like 2001, early 2000s. I was still banging it like it was new, you know what I mean? But I got the CD around the time it came out, same week I want to say it came out, cause it's a different genre, but Corn Issues came out around this time, I want to say. And I bought both of them bitches. But this shit's amazing, man. Dre did a phenomenal job on this. And what I love about this shit, man, is the inlay. Yeah, Dre just sticking his nose in a bag of herb. Love that shit, man. But yeah, an amazing album. So let's pair him up. Even though Dr. Dre does not write his own lyrics, but lyricism, hmm, I gotta give it to the 2001. I don't know, man. It's more like complex and his wordplay, even though he didn't write it, but just the way he, to me, even if you don't write your own shit, like Bushwick Bill, fucking Easy E, you gotta have the talent to deliver that shit. Cause a nigga can write anyone at 16, a nigga can spit it off wrong. Dre did a great job, with this shit. I gotta give it to him. You know what I mean? And the guest appearances and just everything, so sharp. So people might think I'm crazy, but I gotta give it to that. Lyricism wise, production. That's tough because both of them got just banging production from Dre, man. And with a gun on my head, got to give it to 1992's The Chronic for production. Um, Cultural impact, legendary status, like influential shit. Got to give it to The Chronic as well, man. You know, got to give it to The Chronic. Replay value. This is hard because I can stick on both, and not be bored at all. I'm not burnt out on these records, even though they had like tremendous, huge singles. I'm not ever like, yo, fuck this shit, nigga. Like I'm not listening to it. No, I'm never like that, yo. So, but what would I throw on like first? What would I throw on first? Obviously, the Chronic. I love driving around to this shit and stuff. Same with this, but I would throw on this first, man, because it's so fucking legendary and just impactful and shit and just good of a record. Um, so what do I think is a better album in the battle of the LPs? Like, what is better? I love them both, man, but I would have to chalk up the Chronic from 1992, Dr. Dre's debut album, as the better record. So that concludes another episode of fucking Battle of the LPs. This is part two, and the Chronic reigns supreme. I didn't mention how much I love this album cover, man. Before I started smoking blunts, I would smoke fucking, I would roll up weed in zigzags, and that's basically the fucking idea. Had some weird dude in the middle though, and fucking the same type of lettering and everything. The little mirror deal, whatever the fuck this is here, and Dre just put his face in there and copied off the motherfucking font and stuff. It's so fucking cool though. One of my favorite hip hop album covers of all time, man. The Chronic, big ass pot leaf on the disc, just fucking. Oh man, this album is fucking godlike to me. Love it to death, yo. So yeah, man. Chronic reigns supreme. I'll be doing more of the Battle of the LPs and like other album rankings in the near future. So I appreciate all y'all. I love y'all niggas like y'all make me want to do this shit. I appreciate the comments. And yeah, I'll see you on the flip side, man. Peace out.